Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Project Freelance. This week, we've got another concert photographer on the podcast. I hope you guys are enjoying these episodes about concert photography. I hope you're learning a lot about it. And if you're not, if you are not aware, we've done like 5 episodes about concert photography, okay? Live music photography is something that I've been doing myself since about 2013, about 2012, 2013. And it's something that has seriously changed my life. It is one of the coolest things that I've gotten to do is just shoot live music. It's so much fun. I'm shooting a show this weekend. I'm super excited about it. It's a band I've never shot before, and they're pretty massive right now. So I'm really excited to actually be able to do that. And I get a lot of access through Facebook groups, and I'm not trying to like advertise for Facebook or anything, but there are a lot of really great groups on Facebook that I'm a part of. I get a lot of jobs off of Facebook as well, videography jobs, editing jobs, drone gigs, all kinds of stuff from Facebook groups. So if you aren't in Facebook groups for photography or videography or whatever it is you do as a freelancer, you should definitely start joining some groups today. You're already on Facebook. You might as well be on Facebook for work stuff. So I spend most of my time looking for job postings on Facebook, or I am posting social content to Facebook. I try not to browse and read and watch videos and waste time on Facebook. I try to use it to my advantage to get jobs, because people know that everyone's on Facebook, so they post their job listings on Facebook as well. So yeah, if you didn't know that, there's a little tip for you. But I am a part of a Facebook group that is called Girls Behind the Rock Show, and I posted a notice on there asking if any of these girls wanted to be on my podcast to talk about what they do as photographers or as freelancers, you know? And so I had 3 people reach out to me and say they wanted to be on the podcast. So the past 3 episodes have actually been people from one of my Facebook groups. And so a huge shout out to all of them for being on the podcast and joining me on here. But before we get into this episode, I want to let you guys know that there are a couple things down in the description for you if you need help with things like adulting, tracking your mileage, keeping a budget, or if you need editing software, maybe you need some editing software, or if you need some gear, camera gear, photography gear, backpacks, GoPros, all kinds of stuff. There's a bunch of links down in the description that will help you out. And if you guys use those links, it helps me out as well. It helps the podcast out. So I truly appreciate you guys looking into that stuff and reading through the description every week. It gives you information about the guests. It gives you information about the podcast, what I have going on right now. And it gives you a bunch of links to things that I think will help you guys out. So thank you for checking those links out. I appreciate it. So let's get into this podcast with Alexandra. Thank you for coming on the podcast. Please introduce yourself and what it is you do to the audience.
My name is Alexandra Geshel. I'm a freelance content photographer and just photographer in general. I shoot anything from concerts to movie sets to senior pictures. It's a pain.
So how did you get started in photography?
So when I was 16, I used to work with Live Nation as an intern. I did promotions only. So I would go to venues, I would hang up posters, I would go to like amphitheaters and like sit at a booth and like not poster but like hand out flyers with that. And I just talk to people, get them more involved with music. Until one day in like November of like 2015, I believe, Red Jump Apparatus came down to Detroit, and I was like, oh my God, like Mom, I have to go see them. And I was like, you know what I'm gonna try to do? I'm gonna try to do content photography. So I asked to borrow her camera, and I asked my boss, what was her name, Amanda at the time, and I'm like, hey, could I shoot their show? And she's like, if you can get them to say okay, then yes, you can. So I Facebook stalked the band, and I found all their Facebooks. I sent friend request, and the drummer John got back to me the fastest. And he's like, "Yeah, of course you can come down. Like, come shoot us. It'll be totally fun." Let's just say those photos sucked. They were really bad. I've never shown them to anyone but my mom because that's how bad they were. But it worked out really well. I met the bands with that. They were all just the sweetest guys ever. They were awesome. I'm still friends with them to this day, and thankfully I reshot them and I made amends. I gave them better photos since then. But after that, I just kind of kept going with it, and like I don't really know what I want to do growing up. want to be a fashion designer. I want to do something, just something artsy. So when it came to my junior year of high school, I joined the DCTC program, which is like a program. It's like a trade school thing. We also get your associates in some classes, and I got my associate in cinematography. Well, we also learned about photography as well. My teacher taught us, Mr. Morrow, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. I also learned that I don't like cinematography. Don't want to be a film student ever, in the times to come. But it was really cool. I learned a lot more about photography, which is nice. And I got a camera. I got my own camera finally. I got a T5i. It was pretty awesome for its time. I was really proud of it. It was my baby for the longest time. But I just started taking more pictures of bands and like other things. And like I had a thing with nature. I like nature. I'm just not the best nature photographer, but I like to think that I am. And my senior year, I won 3 film awards with my ex-boyfriend. We won 2 for a music video. We won second place and a merit award. And then we won an honorable mention for PhD in driving. And that same year, I also won a first place photography competition for nature. I took a photo of a duck, and I named it Just the Tip. And when I first named it, I thought it was clever because his foot was on the tip of the water. I'm like, this is such a cool name. This is awesome. And 2 days later, my boyfriend's like, hey, what'd you name? I'm like, why didn't you Just the Tip? He's like, why would you do that? I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, parents are going to see this and think I'm like the sexual craze maniac when I just thought I was clever. So whenever you're in Michigan, you look up Just the Tip, my photo comes up sometimes. It's great.
Wow, that's amazing. So, so let's see. You did an internship for Live Nation. One of my questions is if you've done an internship. So that's cool to know that you have done an internship. Would you recommend that to other people?
Oh my gosh, most definitely. With Live Nation, like I just promotions. But the 4 years I did it for, I absolutely loved every minute of it. It was such an eye, and it made me really appreciate the music scene. Like when it first started, we were allowed to like watch soundcheck, even like come into the venues early and just like watch bands do soundcheck and hang out with them. And it was awesome. It was so cool. And I loved every minute of my internship. Like, yeah, there was days it sucked. Like every 3 months I had a new boss. That sucked. That was just awful. But like there was a lot more good than there's bad. Like because the Live Nation, I got to work Warped Tour 3 years in a row. And that was just kick ass. I never thought I'd be able to work Warped Tour, and I did. I was like, this is so cool.
What was it like working at Warped Tour on the Live Nation? I mean, I've always gone as a photographer, so I'm curious to know what it's like as like a staff person.
So for us, we didn't do a lot. Sadly, for the first year I did it, it was the 2016 Warped Tour, I think, maybe 2015. It was the one Metro Station was there. It's like Metro Station. I forgot who. I just remember Metro Station was there, but it was cool. So it was just promotion stuff, but we got to be inside Warped Tour 3 hours before gates. So I got to like watch them set up Warped Tour, which that was pretty cool. I just like wander around a little bit and like see all the bands like skateboarding around and hanging out, and like that was really cool. But like for us, we set up our tent. We had a dunk tank too for like that first year, which was really cool. But we just did promotions. We did flyering around Warped Tour. It was really cool. We also got to go explore the festival itself, go see our favorite bands. The second year I did it, it was a little different. I had a different boss at the time, and she was a little bit more strict on it. She's like, hey, we're here to work. That's it. If you want to go do one thing, see like just one set, that's fine. I'm like, there's like 50 bands here. Kind of want to see all the bands, but like, I know what she's saying too. And like, I had to leave early anyway to go do lifeguard certification, become a lifeguard. So it's kind of a lot of things at once. I did get to meet Good Charlotte though, so that was pretty cool. A little bit more strict. And then the third year, again, it was a little bit more strict, but like it was a little bit less strict too. So to like have more freedom than last year, but like wasn't complete freedom. And we still like we get to like get in there early. We did actually go see bands where they were catering at too. So I was like, that was really cool. I was like, oh cool, this is awesome to like see they all hang out at now. And it was cool to make more connections too. And a lot of it was just like more like giving away prizes, posting a little bit, flyering, and that was really cool. Still do like, the promotion side of it. It also kind of sucked. I was like, huh, I'm kind of sick of this for 3 years. And the fourth year I got asked to do, I decided to say no. I'm like, no, I want to actually just enjoy Warped Tour and not just sit at a tent all day in the pouring rain and fire.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been to the tour as a photographer, as a fan, and on the tour as like a touring member. So it's like, I know what you're talking about. Warped Tour is pretty brutal, but it's awesome that you got to do it. And I mean, rest in peace to Warped Tour. What's it like to see that go? Have you ever photographed at Warped Tour?
No, sadly, I missed my chance. I was not I didn't have a publication yet. And I was like still kind of learning like what I could do in photography. I actually just shot my first festival this year. And I shot the first ever Disrupt Fest in Detroit, which was badass. It was actually really awesome. And I shot Riff Fest in Detroit, which had like Shine Dead headlining, like Badflower, Pop Evil, Seether. It was amazing. I cried during Seether's set. It's like, oh my God, Seether.
So you also do movie set photography? Tell me about that.
Okay, so when I did my cinematography class, I met this guy named Dylan Sides, and he's like, I make movies, and he also did makeup and movie props. And my first thought, out of all thoughts to have, was I'm confronted with this guy, so I can meet Johnny Depp. This is my ticket to meeting Johnny Depp. So I literally that first day, I'm like, hey, let's be Facebook friends. Like, okay, why? I'm like, well, I can meet Johnny Depp because of you. And he's like, he thought it was really funny, and we're like best friends now. Like, we're still friends to this day, which I think is hilarious about what my true intentions were. So my senior high school, my tire blew. I'm ready to go job shot with someone. So I'm, of course, being a girl, having a panic attack. I'm crying, calling my mom, like, Mom, my tire just blew. I'm going to meet this other photographer, background photography, to do an interview with her. What should I do? She's like, Alex, you know any friends who will let you interview them or like watch them for a day last minute? So, and then back in my mind, like, there is this one guy I met. So I contacted Dylan, like, hey, so this is really last minute, but can I follow you around for a day and see what you do for a job? He's like, yeah, of course. It was it was a brutal day. I learned that day for sure I don't want to work on movies, but I still do for some reason. So I followed him around. It was really cool too because I had a newfound respect for movies. This man does a lot in a day. Like, we were making movie props, we were making makeup, we had to grab lunch, we had to go to like 3 different locations. One location was flooded, so we had to find a new location. It was a lot. We didn't get done till like 2 in the morning. I was exhausted. I wanted to die. So after that, last year he had this crazy idea. Well, he's had this for a while. Fun fact about him: he actually did all the Mask in Son of the Mask. He loves the Mask movies, so he got to work on Son of the Mask. He hates it, actually. He will not talk about it really, but he worked on it. It was really cool. So he's obsessed with the franchise that he decided to take the comic book version and make it become an actual movie. You can actually look up on YouTube. It's called Revenge of the Mask. So I briefly helped on that as just like makeup with him. As in, I helped make some of the masks for him, and I helped do like some of the prosthetics for him, but not a lot of the time to really. So this year, the first one was such a big success that we had to make the second one, which is Revenge of the Mask 2, Who Stabbed Ricky. And we got Dean Cain in it, who played Superman in the 90s, he 80s, but I know he played Superman at some point, and Nathan Jones, an Australian actor, which, by the way, are both fantastic, sweet people. They're great. And I asked Dylan, like, hey, can I do set photography? I just want to do behind the scenes photography. He's like, yeah, go for it. It was rough. There was just some days on set where you just want to kill everyone, like, don't talk to me, screw off, I hate you. And like that part sucked because you just don't want to talk to anyone. But there's days too, like, where I'd hang out, like, one of the actors' name was Tim, and he just always would put a smile on my face, especially when he was in his Ricky costume. It was this really tacky gold outfit, and it was so ugly, but he would just find a way to like make me laugh while he was wearing it. And it was great. I also did all the promo pictures, like promo posters for Revenge as well. So all the photos of them, like with the mask holding, or like all on say Revenge of the Mask with a picture of the character, I did all those as well. And I think the best part about it is I showed Dean Cain a few of his before he left, and he's like, "You are a phenomenal photographer." It's like, "You're one of the best ones I've ever had." And I was like, Dean Cain just told me I was a great photographer. I'm like, oh my God, like, this is awesome. And it was definitely a different experience for sure. Cause like you're not with music anymore, like you're with actors, and they're totally different musicians. Because like you have actors who are some of the sweet people ever, which thankfully everyone on Revenge was awesome. Then you have actors who I hear horror stories about, they're just dicks and just like, don't talk to me. You ate before I did. How dare you? Like no one was like that, thankfully, but like, you get those sometimes. And it was really cool too. I will say the sound man and I who I think he hated me a little bit because my camera was so loud with the shutter speed, and I like his can pick up everything. And I felt like he was like, why is this girl's camera so loud? I'm like, I would try to like put 100 feet between us so he would not hear my camera as much because I felt like it.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. So, on talk about being on a movie set, like what it's like to interact with other people on a movie set, how it like breaks down as far as like job wise goes, cuz you've done a little bit of everything it sounds like.
So with movie sets, it really is all about who you know. Like again, I met Dylan from my class and came friends with Johnny Depp. That's literally kind of I just want to be friends with Johnny Depp. So with Revenge, I saw as more. So my title on the set was assistant to the producer and his fiance, who I adore, and she was also the costume designer and set designer. So it's kind of like her assistant too. She needed me, but I was mostly the producer's assistant. So I kind of like just followed him around and bossed people around if he needed me to. Um, or I would go hunt someone down, like, hey, what's your face? We need you over there. So that part, it has days where it was like awesome days of just like I hate this. But then I was also titled as his set photographer, so I did all the behind the scenes photos for him. And I took a lot. I had to take a lot because I wanted to make sure I got pictures of all the actors doing whatever they had to do. I tried pictures of like, like for example, the actor Bobby. I tried got pictures of him driving the General Lee. I tried got pictures of his stunt double driving the General Lee as well. So that was a pain. But like also like people on set, like my friend Jules, he was on set. I met him on set. He's what you call a PA. So he kind of met Dylan on a different set for a movie. I forgot how, because I wasn't on that one. But I know he met Dylan on a different set. And Dylan's like, hey, you want to come more to movies? Come join our set. So he did. And as a PA, you're kind of like the bitch boy. So you kind of do all the running around. Like you're everyone's bitch. But because of it, you learn things too. Like he got to learn how to do like more makeup stuff, learn how to do more of the film stuff. He learned a lot, and like he says, yeah, there's days that sucked, but I'm happy about how much I did learn. He's like, I learned so much, and like now he's in college to make movies, and he's so happy, and you make so many great friends. And like because of Dylan Revenge, I met this guy named Rudolph. And I love Rudolph. He's like an awesome dude. He's like this cool Canadian. I just love his name. Because I'm like, my friend is like, oh yeah, friend Rudolph. I'm like, you have a friend named Rudolph? Like, that's really cool. And because of that, I met Rudolph, who then asked me if I would come join his film to be an actor. He's like, I want you to act in my film. I'm like, dude, I got you. I don't have any acting experience, but I got you. I have not seen it yet. I assume it's good. I really hope I don't make an ass of myself in it. So that was one of the happened. I also got asked to be the nurse in Revenge, so I was like, I got like my like 5 second screen time on film. Like this is awesome. I feel like a movie star. And like I will say, it was tough. There's days like you just don't want to be like I said, but like a lot of it really was just making connections. Like people ask me to this day, like, dude, how did you get on the set Revenge? I'm like, dude, I met this guy like 4 years ago in a class and became friends with him. Like that's really all it is. And it's always good to have a positive attitude about it. And like have like as long as you like radiate positivity and have a positive attitude, more people like want to be around you, like have you on set with them. Cause like no one wants a bunch of grumps on set. Cause it makes it boring. It makes it like not fun. But if you're like a bunch of positive people, it makes it fun, like worth being there.
Absolutely, yeah. And so what do you do more of? Do you do more of concert photography? Are you on set mostly? Like what are you doing? What are you spending most of your time doing?
I mostly do concert photography. I like to stick with concerts because concerts are just three songs, you're out of the pit, you're done. That's pretty easy. And you know exactly what's to come on stage most days. And with concert photography, it has opened a ton of doors. In about March-ish or February, I shot the Hell's a Poppin' Freak Show with Mushroom Head. And I only went to shoot Mushroom Head to see Hell's a Poppin'. I love the Freak Show. They're a bunch of great people. I have to shoot their set. I met this guy named Andrew Statton, and he is like, we're Facebook friends now. He's one of the sweetest men ever. And because of Andrew and the photos I got of him, he got me onto the Travel Channel this summer for Please Believe It or Not.
Whoa.
It was amazing. I was like, oh my God, like I'm on TV with Andrew right now. My photography of him is on TV. Like, holy shit. It was really awesome. And I remember I posted on Facebook and he commented like, it was so nice to share the spotlight with you. I'm like, I was just like about to cry. I was like, this is amazing. Another amazing thing that happened was in March. I shot Skillet with Fight the Fury, and I became friends with Fight the Fury's drummer, Jared, who I adore this man. And after I shot Skillet, he messages me about, like, I think about a week or two later. He's like, hey, could I use 2 of your Skillet photos to make this banner? I said, dude, go for it. I do not mind. I think this is awesome. I want to see what he does. Like, he's also a great graphic designer, so I knew it would be amazing. I think about like a month or two later, he sends me this banner, and it's a picture of Corey Cooper and Seth Morrison. And like, I knew the Corey photo was mine. I thought the Seth photo was someone else's, so I never took credit for it. And I'm like, dude, that looks amazing. I love it. And then I think it was like no way, I was thinking like Rock Fest. One of the festivals that Skillet did, like the first one they did this summer, the banner was revealed to everyone. And I remember like, oh my God, I can finally come out about it. So then I posted a photo of it. It was a picture of like John standing in front of it. And I have a video of Corey and Seth signing it as well. And I posted, I gave Jared credit with that. And it was really awesome because Seth's mom commented on it. I'm like, I got Seth Morrison's mom to comment my banner. Like, that's pretty freaking awesome. And it was just really awesome to see my photos right there. So of course I posted it, and I said the photo's mine is Corey. Seth's on whose it is. When I find out who it is, I'll tag the photographer. Then Jared notices a week later, he's like, hey, so Seth's photo, that's yours too. I'm like, I took that. I'm like, I took an amazing photo. I'm like, wow. Because I thought that photo wasn't mine. I was like, no, that's yours. I'm like, sweet. And so that was really awesome to see. And I just shot Skill again recently, and I met John Cooper's daughter, Alexandra. Sweetest girl ever, but she got my banner signed by her mom and by Seth for me. So I have like a miniature version of it in my room. It's unsigned, and it's like hanging up my wall next to my photo pass. I'm like, it's so cool to look at. I'm like, I took those. Like, that's such an eye opener. I love it though. And like, I've met so many great people in the photo pit too. Like, there's been days where I do meet assholes. I try not to let it bother me. My mom always told me, if they're being a dick to you, just be super nice to them. Cause then people don't see them being a dick, we can just be nice. Like, I was shooting Rift Fest this summer, and this one man was just being a complete asshole to me for no reason. So instead of like sinking to his level, I just became really nice to him. And like, he asked me like, hey, can you watch my camera for me so I can go watch see their set? I'm like, yeah, of course. And I just did it because I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna be nice. He can't say anything to me if I'm nice.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I'm sorry you have to deal with assholes. We all have to deal with them. He was probably just having a really bad day, So like, it's good to be a nice person at the end of the day. Who are some of your influences as far as concert photography goes?
Rob Haberman, for sure. I remember the first time I met him at a show. He just is so just sweet and just genuine, and the photos he takes are phenomenal. Like, I don't know what he does, but he's just so amazing. Caitlin Johnson, again, she does phenomenal photos. I love looking at her stuff too, because she can shoot someone like Taylor Swift and do a phenomenal job with it. But then she also like goes to these local shows, like these like smaller venues, which smaller venues don't have the best lighting, but she still just takes her kind of amazing job with it. And so both of them are both Chicago photographers. I love their work. There's another guy I talked to a lot. His name was like Zach. I think his last name is Birdsong with that. I don't want to say it wrong, but I may have. But I think I forgot where he's from, but I talked to him on Facebook a lot. He, again, is like the sweetest guy ever. He's super helpful. And again, his work is just phenomenal. I always tell him, I'm like, dude, your photo was so awesome. Like, thank you so much. Like, I love him. He's one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Well, I haven't met him yet, but Facebook-wise, he's really cool and really nice. My boss, Cheyenne Simmons, she is someone to look at. I love looking at her stuff. I remember when I first met her, as when I joined her magazine like 2 years ago. And it was like my first one ever. It was called Vibe Up. And sadly, Vibe Up is no more. Me, her, and a few other girls moved to Blackstone Press, where I started as the photographer and moved up to becoming a co-editor for her. And I always love seeing her work. And like, she shot some major legends. Like, she shot Slayer. She shot Taking Back Sunday, which is like one of my favorite bands ever. So I was like, oh my God, she shot Taking Back Sunday. That's pretty freaking badass. She's also like on tour with some bands. Like, that's really cool to like look at. I'm like, I want to be like her one day.
What are some of your goals? Where do you want to go with your concert photography, with your future of photography?
To be honest, I'm not really sure what yet. Like, every day I have a new goal in life. Like, one day I'm like, I want to be a concert venue owner. The next day I'm like, I want to be a sex therapist. The next day I'm like, let's be a concert photographer full time. Honestly, I don't really know. I'm just kind of riding the waves right now and like seeing where life takes me. I mean, as of right now, if I do continue to make my photography become a full-time job. I just want to see this, getting bigger shows. Like, I want to shoot like the legends of rock. Like, the one person I will sell my soul to shoot is Elton John. I love that man. I will one day see his show before he stops touring. I want to shoot him, and like I grew up listening to like, rock music with my dad and my grandpa and my mom. And like I've always wanted to like shoot the legends. And like that's probably my one goal in life is to shoot Guns N' Roses, Elton John, like Motley Crue, if they ever make a comeback. Fingers crossed that they do. Because I love Motley Crue. I just want to sing Dr. Feelgood in the photo pit. That's my one goal in life. I also like want to shoot like the women of rock, like Nita Strauss, Alice Cooper's guitarist. I want to shoot her so badly because she is not beautiful, but she is a phenomenal guitarist, and she's just a badass all around.
And what is something you know now that you wish you knew when you started?
I wish I knew that smaller light venues have really shitty lighting and bigger venues have better lighting. But a really good thing that I've learned that I wish I knew when I was younger is that it's okay to make friends in the photo pit. When I first started, I was like really quiet and like super awkward, and like I have rusty bitch face like hardcore in the photo pit sometimes. So like I feel like a bitch, but like when people like talk to me, I'm like super sweet and like nice like that. And I wish when I first started, I became friends with more people faster. I wish I was like more like friendly and upfront instead of like just being really quiet and socially awkward, because like I get really intimidated really fast and I get really scared fast. But like since then, I've been able to open up a lot more and be more social with people and more like friendly with people and like just talk to them more. And like I noticed it too. Like when I go to certain shows, like I met this guy at a show, and he reminded me a lot of me. He was off to the side, just very quiet, didn't really want to talk to him. Want to talk to any of the photographers. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna talk to him. And we're good friends now. And like he's super cool with that. He's super sweet. I remember seeing him like, dude, he reminds me a lot of me. Like he's super quiet. He's kind of like stand off to the side. I don't really want to talk to anyone else. And like, since then I've always whenever I see like a photographer by themselves, I always try to go talk to them and make sure like, they're okay, they're not alone. Maybe like they're new to the scene or they're really awkward. And like since then it's proven to me like really awesome because they really like that. And they really like having someone to talk to and like feel less alone, less awkward. Because sometimes people get into like those cliques. And like I hate seeing someone feel like they're not a part of something. I hate seeing like having that one person say like, oh, I'm not part of the group. Because it makes you feel bad. I make sure everyone feels like included and a part of something.
Hell yeah. Well, that's awesome that you go out of your way to make sure that everyone's feeling included. I think that that's super important, especially in the photo pit. Where can people find you on social media, or where can they find you to hire you potentially?
So, my website is alexthroughtheLookingGlass.com. That's my website. Sometimes it might take you to a book, because apparently there's a book as well, like a blog. I'm very sorry in advance if that is a thing. Hopefully it's just fake and just on Facebook. My Facebook is also Alex the Looking Glass. As of right now, it's a picture of my dog and I. I have a pug. I love my pug. She is my world. She's my little model. She's my everything. On Instagram, since Alex the Looking Glass is too long, I had to abbreviate it. So I made it through looking glass 17 in 2017. So I was like, oh, that's really clever. And then Twitter, I have Twitter. I don't use Twitter. Twitter doesn't exist. You can also like find my stuff on Black Serpent Press website, which is blackserpentpress.com. I'm also a photographer for Official Indie. So it's like officialindie.com, which it's like my boss and my friend Ken, who's my boss, and he's awesome. Love him. I met him at a concert actually. Then I also work for Sonic Live Media. I just started with them. I just shot some 41 for them, which was awesome, by the way. It was such a kick-ass concert. And and then you can find some of my stuff at the Facebook for Revenge of the Mask, which you'll see some of my promo photos from like some of my promo photos, some of the behind-the-scenes photos as well.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I appreciate you taking the time.
Oh, yeah, not a problem. I love this. This was so awesome.
So, do you want to be on the podcast? If you make over $1,000 as a freelancer a month, I want to hear from you. I want to have you on this podcast to talk about what it is you do, how you got started, what your journey's been like, and I would love to hear some tips that can help these people out. So, yeah, if you're a listener to the podcast and you also freelance, which I assume you do, and you make over $1,000 a month freelancing, I would love to hear from you. Hit me at contact@justtheletterk.com. And if you guys want to read my blog posts about all the cool things that I get to do, all the cool places I get to travel, and all the abandoned places I get to explore, head to justtheletterk.com/blog and you can read my blog. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of Project Freelance. If you enjoyed this episode, please do me a favor and give it a 5-star rating and leave it some feedback. Every time you guys leave feedback, I get notified. And when I get notified that you left some feedback, I'm going to send you a signed print. So if you guys do leave some feedback, go to my Instagram, send me a DM or comment on one of my posts, and I will send you a signed print of mine, one of my photos that I've taken from around the world, from NASA, from an abandoned place, whatever you want. I'll send you a freaking awesome photo that is signed so you can hang it up on your wall, in your locker, at your work, in your school, wherever you want to hang it up. I would love to share my art with you guys. So if you give me some feedback, I'll give you some art. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. This has been another episode of Project Freelance. I will talk to you guys next week on the podcast. Stay strong, keep enduring, go out and go create something.